I'm glad we got Brad, because I was just asking Brad during that story, like, so where did that come from?
Yeah, it's a big saying here in the Southeast, because when we get big Arctic outbreaks, it tends to push the storm track so far south that we don't get snow. Sometimes it snows to our south, but not here.
Makes sense.
It has more to do with that than it being too cold to snow.
Okay.
It's all about the storm track. And the storm track is always key around here, and that's why it's still a little uncertain about what we're going to see as far as amounts coming up on Friday. The one thing that is for sure, I have very high confidence we're going to see some type of wintry precipitation, and that drought of measurable snow is going to come to an end. We're going to start with our Dallas camera, because ironically enough, this storm is going to get its start not in Dallas, North Carolina, but Dallas, Texas, the Fort Worth area. That's where we're going to see the first winter storm watches already issued for North Texas into parts of Arkansas and West Tennessee and northern Mississippi. You can kind of get the idea. Over the next 24 to 36 hours, these watches will start to spread east, and eventually these will turn the warnings and winter weather advisories. Remember, this is a crucial part. A winter weather advisory is an upgrade from a winter storm watch. It is not a downgrade. It is an upgrade. It just means there's lower amounts expected than a winter storm warning. But the watch is always put out first. So you can see the swath of snow. We'll show you a couple perspectives here. This will start as snow. That's why I'm highly confident we're going to break this snow drought, because it'll start as snow, maybe even some sleet. Sleet actually counts as snow if it accumulates. We only need 1/10 of an inch to break this streak. And if we get to Friday, that would be 1,083 days. With that record going in the record books. There's the snow, but here's the problem. It doesn't stay snow. It transitions to ice, freezing rain, might even see some cold rain mixing in at times. So we get that good old-fashioned wintry mix along Interstate 85, kind of that crucial boundary we kind of jokingly talk about, but it's mainly because of elevation here. You know, the elevation ramps up quickly as you go north and west, and that's kind of the dividing line. But it will start to snow, I think, for everybody by Friday afternoon. Now, the first batches are likely going to evaporate, so we will have cold enough air all the way to the ground. But what happens is something called a warm nose. A pocket of warm air in the mid-levels comes in, melts some of the snow, it refreezes and forms an ice pellet. Ice pellets are what sleet is. Freezing rain falls as liquid, and then it freezes after it's already fallen. So it's like glaze on a Krispy Kreme donut. It falls as liquid and then glazes over everything. And that could happen as well as temperatures hover near the freezing mark. So here's the timing of all this. I really think it ramps up after 5 o'clock Friday night, because that's also the time when the sun starts to go down. And the worst travel will be from sunset to sunrise on Sunday morning. Now, the ice threat increases overnight. I don't expect widespread power outages, because we're not expecting enough freezing rain, which is a 1/4 inch of ice, to cause issues. But when you throw that on top of the snow and sleet, boy, this is going to be the big story. Hazardous travel. The ground is super cold right now because of this week's Arctic blast, so everything will stick almost immediately. So how much could we see? Well, 80% chance this is going to be between a trace and 3 inches. The boom and bust forecast shows you the bust would be 0. There's only 10% chance of that. The boom would be a 10% chance of getting 3 to 6 inches of snow, and that's very unlikely. It looks like it's primarily going to be in that 1 to 3 inch range. So right now, prepare. We're going to have rough travel. That's the #1 impact. So definitely, if you can, stay inside. Don't travel Friday night, Saturday morning. Things will improve as we go through the weekend. And for the first time in a long time, the snow meter actually had a 4 for Charlotte, as we see that wintry mix Friday night into Saturday. And it does stay cold, so refreeze is possible Sunday and Monday morning. So that's something to keep an eye on as well.
All right. Thank you for that update, Brad.